Family, woohoo! What's good with you? So I just finished setting up the studio for Jesus Jazz and Dessert Wine at Vespers. Join us here on Saturday, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And as I have been setting up everything, I've been trying to figure out what have I been feeling all day today. It's been this really sort of awkward. Um, I describe it as heaviness, um, and I couldn't figure out exactly what was going on. And I remember after I finished my Divine Hours prayer time this morning, I normally will do like midday prayers, anywhere between 1 and 2:30. But today, as I was approaching the 11:30, which is like the start of the midday prayer mark, I was like literally like, maybe 50 yards from my street. And I stopped driving, put my car in park. 11:30 hit, and I literally began to just pray right there by midday prayers. I would normally wait until, like I said, anywhere between 1 and 2:30. But I just felt compelled to pray right then and there. And I was confused by why I was so heavy, but grateful that I had a disposition to just stop and to pray. And then as I was setting up the studio tonight and the heaviness kind of, continued, even though all of these amazing things are happening, it occurred to me. Okay, so here's what's going on this weekend. I have a guilt, shame, and storytelling workshop that I am facilitating with a group of clergy. It's a retreat. I am their retreat facilitator. And we're going to be unpacking guilt, shame, and then telling those stories that audiences are hungry for, those uncomfortable truths that audiences are studying for. That's a big workshop. And then on Saturday evening, our Vespers time, our Jesus Jazz and Dessert Wine at Vespers featured storyteller will be telling a story about God giving her an assignment that sent her through the routes of domestic violence. It's a crazy situation, and it seemed so unfair until we understood the assignment. I want you to be in the virtual pews for that one. And then on Sunday morning, I have another storytelling workshop, transforming silence into language and action. And it occurred to me that the prayer that I had prayed so many years ago about my life not being in vain, about showing up and practicing fidelity to my gifts, my calling, doing bold and courageous things, God is like, yes, check, 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 check. And I'm like, wait. I'm ready for it. And all of it is within my wheelhouse. But the heaviness is there. And I can only believe that the heaviness is there because the liberation is en route. There are so many people who are walking around silent. I'm going to show you how to transform those silence into language and action. There are people who are walking around ashamed of a domestic violence situation that either they are currently in or something that's a part of their history. We're going to be talking about dismantling systems and making our homes and our relationships safe. We're going to have real talk, but the talk is going to be palatable because it's going to be in the form of story. So join us in the virtual pews tomorrow, Jesus Jazz and Dessert Wine. And then, of course, the for the Guilt, Shame, and Storytelling Workshop. That's a private retreat, and so I can't really post a link for that one. But I solicit all of your prayers. And I also invite you into the deep waters. So often we want to kind of, tip around, the shallow spaces because they're safe and they're fun and we can be playful. But the catch is vast. There's plenty of catch if we go out into the deep waters. And I want you to know that you don't have to do anybody else's form of deep waters. You don't have to show up in the world like I do. But I pray that you would think about what your life could be. How does your life serve the common good? What are those things that you need to lean into? What are those things that you need to prep for? What are those things you need to let go? I want you to think about that. And I want you to dive in, get it done. The Lord goes ahead of you. Last week at Jesus Jazz and Dessert Wine, we talked about the story of Gideon and how the angel of the Lord, when he first came to him, he said, mighty hero, the Lord is with you. And then further on in the book of Judges chapter 6, the angel of the Lord says to Gideon, when he's making all these excuses, he's like, look, go with the strength you have. I'll be with you. So I pray that you would trust that whatever it is that you're supposed to do, it's not just about you. Be about it already. Go with the strength you have. The Lord is with you. Ashe, Selah. So be it. I solicit your prayers. I'm going to post the links for those things that you can do. But above all, I hope that you are somewhere being good to yourself and to others, showing up in the spaces where you can make the greatest impact. There's a ton of work to be done. And the heaviness that I feel, once I identified like what it was, I'm like, oh, snap, here we go. I'm going into them territories. I'm getting it done. I invite you along for the journey. It's a good one. Blessings to you.